The exercise tells us to set the margins of our spreadsheet as it will be printed out on paper, in such a way that it has a left margin of 8 centimeters, larger than the other margins, which are set at 4 centimeters. And the distance between the header and footer be set at 2 because it is the part that separates the footer and the header of the printed area. In the spreadsheet we know that in page design, we have margins here, and in the preview of what this is going to look like printed out, we have the option to define the margins. By default, it will give it the margins defined by Excel or those we might have defined in the last session. In this specific case we see that this is 1.78 centimeters on the left and on the right, but which we can alter. We have several presets and definitions, normal, wide or narrow, but what the exercise asks us for is to define specific margins. That is, that we have a personalized margin. So it takes us to this window, Page Setup Margins tab. We know from other Excel versions, and here what we have to do is apply what it asked us for. For example, that the left margin be 8 centimeters. We can increase it with the cursor until we reach 8, or we can directly edit the value 8. We can define all of them, those that haven't been done, upper 4, lower 4, right 4. And then here, we see that whenever I select one, it shows me which margin it is. And here we can say that in the header margin, within these 4 centimeters, there are 2 for the header and 2 for the footer. We see that, in this case, it applies these margins for me and we have 2. This is 8 centimeters. Here, there are not 2 because the spreadsheet is not big enough, but in the event it was expanded, as soon as there were 2 centimeters on the right, it would automatically skip to the next page, and the same applies to the top and bottom. Here we have to keep in mind that the page header, the footer, if we added one, would always have this distance of 2 centimeters with respect to our data table as is printed out on paper.